and Grammy Award-nominated comedian. She's hosting a Saturday Night Live this week with musical guest Somber right here on NBC and Peacock. Please welcome to the show our friend Nikki Glazer, everybody. A huge week.
It's such a big week.
I'm really excited, and I was excited to hear you went and checked out the show this past Saturday.
I did for the first time. I was like backstage, and it's so nice how everyone still treats the show like every show feels like it's the first show. Everyone's just as excited. The audience is just as amped.
Nobody's learned any lessons from previous years.
It has that excitement to it. It was just so much fun. It was so funny. I'm obsessed with this cast. I've loved the show forever, and I met Lauren for the first time. And
how did that go?
I was so nervous because I'm like, do I shake his hand? Do I hug him? And so we just made out for a little bit.
Sure,
and
yeah.
I
That's
felt like
good.
It was the right move.
Yeah, he can be awkward, so that's the easiest path. Yeah. I know you to be sort of a process junkie with the way you prepare for things.
Oh, yeah.
And but at the same time, you kind of have to go in a little bit blind to this.
Yeah.
How are you approaching it all?
You know, for the monologue, it's like rehearse, run it around town at different clubs, and that's the one I can have control over.
And that's the one they're so happy that you're coming and you have your own monologue.
Really?
It's the hardest thing to write for a host. So when you have somebody who's like, I know my voice and I'm really good at it, and here I'm gonna crush, they're thrilled.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think I have it in a place. I'm really I'm excited about it, and yeah, that'll be so nice to get over with. And then the rest of it, it's like I've never really done sketch acting before, so it's like I'm just gonna throw myself into it and totally just go in and just surrender to the process. I don't know,
fantastic.
Just like
you're new to hosting, but not a fan of the show forever.
Yeah.
Watched it with your dad growing up. Were you guys both fans?
Oh my gosh, my family has been fans forever. I mean, I was watching it as a little girl, having to ask my parents what sweaty balls were.
Yeah.
They're like,
that's the moment.
You're 17.
Yeah.
You should know. I'm like, that's a good point.
Based on, Bill, I got to be honest. Based on everything about you, I would have thought you knew earlier.
No.
Just on your public-facing persona.
I was the only person who had to have a tutor for sex ed.
You caught up.
I didn't know what you were gonna grab.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting to have you here for our last episode.
Oh my God, I know.
Isn't it cool? It was a good run. But like, has your dad given you any feedback running into it?
You know, they're gonna be there that night, and he's obsessed with like, don't read the cue cards, in which he doesn't understand that you kind of have to.
You do.
And so I'm like, I'm gonna be doing that. I'm flying in my parents, my friends from high school, like just anyone who didn't ever see this happening for me. I just want to like look right at them and be like, look at me now, because. I was not the person from high school that anyone thought that this would happen to. I tried to do theater. I was never really getting cast in things. My senior year, where I was always getting bit parts throughout all of high school, my senior year, I auditioned, I'm like, for The Diary of Anne Frank, and I just feel like it's a lock for the lead.
Yeah.
I really thought I had it. I was gonna dye my hair, I was gonna do the whole thing. And then my senior year, I get cast as Jewish townsperson B. And, it hurts so much when like your dream is to be an actress, and they told me they didn't see me as Anne Frank. They just didn't think I was believable as someone who would be discovered, and so
oh, they were really they were really negative.
They were really mean.
Yeah.
And so no one saw it. So yeah, then I quit the play and I played field hockey, and I played position Jewish townsperson B actually. So I was bad at that too.
It sounded familiar. I knew it was also a sports position.
We helped the goalie.
It's very hard with a show that's been on for 50 years to be the first of anything. But you were the first person to host the show who lives in St. Louis currently.
Actively lives in St. Louis.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like active, it's mostly napping.
Yeah,
you know, but it's,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I live in St. Louis. I like, that does feel cool to me to be able to say that. No one in St. Louis cares. I keep trying to drop it because the only time you can really, this is the best time before you host it to be like, I'm hosting, you know, like it's all anticipation.
Of course.
You know, and I've been dropping it as much as I can, and people just go, oh, fun. Like I go, fun? Did you hear me? I'm hosting SNL. Like, they just are not blown away. I think it keeps me humble because they're not blown away by like anything I do. I was in like a Pilates class the other day in St. Louis, and before the class, the instructor was like, did anyone watch Dancing with the Stars last night? How about Andy? And I just was like, I was actually on the show, and I got voted off first, and she was just like, okay, we're gonna start in a spider lunge today. Like, it just, bombed. And
What
then-
about, so, I mean,
don't
again, I was lucky enough to be in the room when you absolutely crushed the Golden Globes, which you're going to host again, which is so exciting.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully St. Louis was a little impressed by the
They're
Golden
proud
Globes.
of me.
Okay,
They
yeah.
are, yeah. They just keep me humble. But yeah.
That was nuts.
It was so cool. You were so supportive. You were always the first person to text me, like, whenever something big happens to me. You texted me, yes, SNL, when I got
Yeah,
it.
I was very excited.
I said it to so many people. I'm like, that's the funniest way to say. That should have been my caption when I announced
I
it.
am going to admit I've never done it before. It would be so embarrassing if everybody was like, he did that for me.
Oh,
but
you're so
I swear
right.
I'd never done it before.
As soon as
swear
I
I've
said
never
it, I
done
was like, maybe that's his thing. Oh no. But it was so funny. But you, I remember when I was hosting the Globes, I was texting with you. You were saying nice stuff, and you just said something about, I can't wait to watch you kill it in that room amidst the scent of ballroom salmon.
Yeah, there's a lot of ballroom salmon.
Because there's just people half eating their, not really eating.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood, and so just. And I thought, that is so funny. And I told the room of writers I was with, we all laughed, and we were all kind of like, can we use that? Like, that's so good. So I sheepishly text you back, like, can I use that by any chance? Like, well, I'll pay you. And you were like, what am I gonna do with it? And you go, sure. And so we put it in a joke. It was one of the most quoted jokes from my hosting the Golden Globes. So much so that the New Yorker did a cartoon because I said that Stanley Tucci has a new perfume coming out, a new cologne, and the scent is ballroom salmon.
Yeah,
and then
and
they actually drew it up.
there's ballroom
and that's
salmon.
hanging in my bathroom in my house.
It should be noted, you and your staff punched it up. You made it better than what I gave you.
You got us off on a
And then
roll.
I'm thrilled, again, I think we're all so thrilled you're going back to do that. I have a lot more to ask you. We'll be back
Can't
with
wait.
more from Nikki after this. Welcome back. We're here with Nikki Glaser, everybody. I believe you are a comedian for sort of all generations.
Oh, thank you.
But I'm wondering if I sometimes when I go out on stage, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to talk about my kids so much, like younger generations are
right.
just going to tune me out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you don't have that problem?
Well, I have a young Gen Z assistant, and she really keeps me in tune with what's cool and what's not cool. And so I feel like I get a good vibe from her. It's so fun to have a young person around just to check the references they know and don't know.
Right.
It's just I think we get mad at young people sometimes about what they don't know, but we're really just mad that they're younger than us.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be in a coffin less soon and their skin's tight, but we can't really admit that. We can't really admit that, and so we just say things like, "You've never seen the Goonies?" It's like, why would they? She
Why
wasn't
would
10
they?
in 1991. You know who Sigourney Weaver is? Oh, come on! It's like, what? But it happened to us too. Like, there's always someone that's incredulous about what you don't know. Like, you don't know who Buddy Capshaw was from the Hortons Comedy Hour?
Yeah.
His famous line, "Who stole my catfish?" Like, there's always something that you don't know. But it is really funny, like some of the things she's messed up. Like, we were talking about, me and my openers, we were talking about Nirvana, and we just checked
Yeah.
in with her. We go, you know Nirvana, right? And she goes, duh, the t-shirt company. And so, but why wouldn't she think that? It's just a t-shirt she's seen. And then,
Just three guys who started a t-shirt company. And they were like, we should be on all the shirts.
And then we were talking about George W. Bush, and she was like, "I know him," and we're like, "Good, okay. Who's the most famous person he is related to?" And she was like, "Stop, this is easy, Jenna." And so I like how the Gen Z was like, "Duh, yeah." His dad was also president,
Yeah,
but then
his dad famously didn't have a book club.
yeah, that's true. That's
yeah.
true. And to be fair, Jenna's probably higher up now. But then my favorite one. Oh, okay, we were talking about Bill Cosby, and we go, "You know him, right?" And she goes, "Yeah,
Why'd
yeah,
you
yeah."
say it to me? Oh, I thought you were
no,
asking me.
You're aware. Sorry, you're her. Okay. So we're like, "You know him, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." And we go, "What do you know?" And she's like, "He had like a TV show. He's like a comedian." And we were like, "Yeah, yeah. Okay. Is there anything else?" She's like, "We're like anything else like that's like kind of like ugh." And she's like, "Black?" And we're like, "No, what?"
Also, by the way,
She didn't know.
Bill Cosby's legal troubles aren't like the Goonies. They're not like, they're a little bit
How
more.
did you miss that? Yeah, and then she's just this history. She's like, she got mixed up Harriet Tubman and Betsy Ross, and then we're giving her crap about it. She's like, I'm sorry I wasn't born in, or like I didn't grow up in the 90s. And we're like, the 1790s? You should still know that.
Still know the difference.
So that's fun. And then fashion-wise, she's always giving me tips of like, like Gen Z fashion, like they know you're a millennial if your like socks are too low, because they can see your Dave Matthews Burning Man tattoo.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
But the Gen Z fashion is just like, I don't know, it's just like, socks up to your shins and like big white New Balance sneakers. You're just in like these baggy sweatpants. It's like they're all cosplaying my biology teacher from like 8th grade. I had no idea Mr. Holdinghouse was serving bitch the whole time. No bras. They're not, they go no bra. Like that's a tricky one because sometimes I'm like, yeah, like no bra, and then you can't just like put on a tank top like my age with no bra because one nipple's up here, the other's down here, and I just go out throughout the day like, hey, I look like, oh, you like it, you like when my boobs look like the emoji that's like, like, it's fun, I guess.
One of the things that I was so impressed with at the Golden Globes, I think there was like this, maybe a little bit of fear, right? Because like also you're well known as like a really good roast comedian.
Yeah.
And so everybody in the room was like, oh my God, like what if that's her tone? Which it really wasn't. Like you took really good care to make sure that everybody, and I think everybody knew right away, and it was such a nice vibe of everybody being like, oh, great.
Yes, I felt that too.
But do you feel like when you interact with celebrities, like now after doing something like the Globes, like do you feel like better when you have your interactions?
You know what? That is such a good point. It's like, I always love seeing celebrities in public. I always want to come up to them. I always tell people, if you see a celebrity, just do like a quick drive-by. Like, we do this because we like to be acknowledged for what we do. We like someone just going, I love you, quick selfie. But now it's better because like as a celebrity, I can like quickly identify myself and maybe they know me. And I was coming down to my hotel the other day and we were in Seattle doing a show and my assistant texts me. She's like, Gen Z. She's like, I'm being told that Joey from Friends is at the valet stand and and then she goes, actually, no, sorry, Joey from Full House. And so I'm like, okay. And I'm like, hell yeah. So I switched I was gonna be like, how you doing? So I switched it. And so I'm like, okay, Joey from Full House. So I quickly look up what his name is. And no, I knew it. Dave Coulier.
Yeah.
But I love doing this because I love that level of fame where Dave Coulier has been a huge star for so long, but he's probably at that level where people kind of have to go like, is it? And Google him and kind of look, and then they go up to you like, are you? And that kind of awkwardness. But I just came out guns blazing. I walked out, I was like, Dave Coulier, Nikki Glazer. Like I came out like I was selling him a timeshare. And it was just so nice and he immediately recognized me, which is like, there's none of that awkwardness. And I was able to tell him like, you're really inspirational to me. And he was like, oh, to do comedy? I was like, no, to go down on my boyfriend in a theater.
That's right. Nobody gives him any credit for that. Nobody gives him any credit for that.
Oh, that song is everything. And
Do you think if you hadn't been told by your assistant and you walked out to the valet and you were looking around and he's like, what are you looking for? You're like, Matt LeBlanc's supposedly here. Yeah. And as he slowly puts it together and he's like, oh no. That Gen Z girl around here misidentified me.
No, I walk away and it's Joey from Blossom. Like, which one?
There was a really, even every generation had trouble telling the Joeys apart in the 90s. There were too many Joeys. We had too many Joeys.
And the baby kangaroos.
Oh, yeah.
God, they were hopping around in the 90s.
Oh, the 90s, they were everywhere.
They're extinct now.
Thank God.
Oh, had to get rid of them.
That was your charity, right? To get rid of the baby kangaroos?
Yeah, that was my
you did
thing.
a great
and
job.
We did it.
You did it. Nobody said you could do it, and you did it.
Thank you so much.
I cannot wait for Saturday. It is so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for being here.
It was so fun.
Nikki Glazer, everybody. Check out Saturday Night Live this week. Nikki Glazer and musical guest Somber right here at NBC Peacock. Right back.